Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains episode summary discussion. So, we have not gone over on this channel, I have not given my thoughts, and I have not formally discussed with you guys, which I'm very excited to do in this video, the episode 33 summary, the episode that will be airing next Wednesday, and more so than that, I want to give my formal prediction on this duel, and I want to hear your predictions. I surveyed a bunch of people on Twitter. Thank you to everyone who participated in that poll. We got over 200 votes, or I think we got exactly 200 votes, which is awesome. So I will show you guys the results from that poll and who the fan base thinks is going to win this duel between Blue Angel and Spectre. And before I get into the summaries, I find this to be an extremely interesting duel, because this is probably the first duel in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains that I would say I am not like 75% confident I know who is going to win. I think this duel is still very up in the air. I think they've built up Spectre brilliantly, and a few people have said it, and a few people said it really well, that the writers put themselves in a very tough spot, because you have Blue Angel, who is, you know, finally finding herself, finally finding what it means to fight, you know, for other people, and is this character that is probably the second or third most important character in VRains right now, a very important character. She's been built up well, but now you have Spectre, who is also built up well. Someone has to lose, someone has to taste the hardships of defeat, and that is what makes this a very tough to call duel. But let's read it. I'm gonna link all this down below if you want to read it for yourself. Episode 33, the Sorrowful Blue Angel. Blue Angel launches a series of attacks against Spectre with her Trick Stars, but her attacks didn't work since Spectre is protected by his son Avalon. Written with the kanji for Sacred Tree, could also be Saint Avalon, but it has been confirmed by Crunchyroll to be Sun Avalon. By the way, TMC translated this. Big thank you to DMC, as always. Blue Angel then uses her deadly combo. However, a sinister smile dashes across Spectre's face. So here's the cast list. Playmaker, Ai, Kusanagi, Go, Aoi / Blue Angel, Akira, Spectre, Hayami, and the Frog and the Pigeon. And before I give my thoughts on any of that, I'm glad I held off making this, because yesterday, Weekly Jump came out as it always does, and usually we get no new information, but we actually got some really interesting information. Every probably like 8 or 9 episodes, Weekly Jump will come through with something new, and here's what we got. Spectre reveals the past. Spectre commenced a duel against Blue Angel. He uses his son Avalon's effect to create perfect protection for himself and seal off Blue Angel's path. This week's Blue Angel, what is the origin of her name? Blue Angel is shocked when Spectre tells her that he knows the origin of her name. A book is then presented to her. What is the connection between her name and this book? As if this rivalry needed any more depth to it, but that was awesome. When I read that, and I think when a lot of people read it, we were all very, very happy, because I did talk to a few people, and I got some people's perspectives on Twitter from it, and I think we were all very, very excited when we saw this, because this is just another depth perspective, another dimension to what has probably been the second most important and the second biggest rivalry in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains. I would say that pretty confidently, honestly. You have Yusaku and Revolver, which is always going to be the top of the food chain in terms of rivalries in the show, but I think Blue Angel and Spectre, given the build-up to this duel, I think that rivalry is probably right up there with them. I think this is a really intense rivalry, and the fact that Spectre knows Blue Angel's origins. Now, he might not know who Aoi was in the past, he might not know Aoi, but now, when he says he was a big fan of Blue Angel, he obviously has a connection to this book. He knows this book. Maybe he researched it because he wants to creep her out. But it's just interesting the way this summary is written. A book is then presented to her. What is the connection between her name and this book? Does she maybe not remember this book? Does maybe when like Akira, how creepy would this be? If when Akira was like doing work, and maybe Blue Angel or Aoi, very young Aoi Zaizen, was in like a daycare, and the person who like read her this book was Spectre before he kind of went off the rails and then joined the Knights of Hanoi, and he created Blue Angel. Or maybe someone else said that maybe he was the author of this book, and maybe he wrote this book and then went crazy and joined the Knights of Hanoi for whatever reason. I'm not sure what it is, but the fact that Spectre, when he says, I'm a fan of your work, which I think we all thought was just a creepy way of him trying to tease with her and mess with her, now it seems like that could be a very legit and truthful sentence, which again adds another depth, and I'm very excited to find the origin of her name, because we saw in the preview for 33 that there was a character named Blue Angel in a book where she, I think, fought off demons or fought. I don't remember the preview too well, but it was interesting, and I thought, oh, that's cool. So I guess we're gonna get the origin of Blue Angel, the origin of how Aoi Zaizen came to be Blue Angel, who is based off a character. She obviously drew inspiration from this book, and now we know that Spectre has a connection to this book. Again, just adding another dimension to this rivalry, another dimension to this episode, another dimension to this duel. And I am very excited to find out what that dimension is, and I'm very excited to find out what that connection is. Who is Spectre, really? Who the hell is Spectre? Who is he in the past? How does he know of this book? What connection does he have to this book? I'm very excited for this episode, guys. But now on to the prediction. Who do I think is going to win this duel? Actually, before I get to that, we have Akira and Hayami speaking in this episode, which is awesome. The Frog and the Pigeon, I imagine, are going to broadcast it, meaning Akira and Hayami are going to watch from the Soul Tech office. And maybe that will even force Akira to go into Link VRains and be there when Blue Angel and the Spectre duel concludes. And I think the fact that Akira is speaking in this episode, I honestly think that probably hurts Blue Angel's chances to win, because I've said it in the... I said it at some point a couple of videos ago. Maybe it was even the 32 review. I don't think it was the 32 review, but it was a few videos ago, where if Blue Angel loses, the death scene she should have, Akira should be present. Akira should be present, and then maybe Akira can take over, and Akira can try to avenge her, if that's the route they go. Now, I love Blue Angel. Blue Angel's one of my favorite characters in this show. I do not want Aoi Aizen to obviously face defeat and to fall to Spectre. But Spectre is someone who they've built up brilliantly, and he was great in 32, and they need another Knight of Hanoi member to get a win and to be a legitimate threat besides Revolver. In fact, Revolver only has one win, and it was against Ghost Girl, but I think we all know Revolver is, you know, a capable duelist. So, I don't know what's going to happen. Well, I'm going to give my prediction on who I think is going to win, but I think the fact that Akira is speaking in this episode, and Hayami, meaning they will be in the Soul Tech office unless Hayami is going to have a scene by herself, which she has not had yet, and if they do that, that probably is going to hint that she will be maybe a more important character than we think going down the stretch. Maybe not. Who really knows? Because the other thing is, if they're broadcasting this, wouldn't Naoki make a comment? Because Naoki is not speaking in this episode, so maybe it won't be broadcasted. Maybe Akira and Hayami won't even bear witness to this duel. Maybe they'll just be talking about something completely different about the state of Link VRains. Or maybe Akira is going to get that re-promotion and fill Kitamura's shoes. And maybe Hayami is going to tell Akira that they want him to refill his role, and Akira is going to deny it, or something along those lines. So there's always a chance he won't even see this duel. Who really knows? I just think it's interesting that those two are speaking. So anyway, getting into my predictions. First, you guys voted, 200 votes, 51% of you said Blue Angel, 33% said Spectre, and 16% said no result / draw. So the community believes that Blue Angel would win, but I think it's very interesting that if you change this question a little bit, and I'm a marketing major, this is what we do, we analyze these questions. If you change this question to, do you think Blue Angel would win? 51% say yes, 49% say no, and that puts things into perspective about how close of a duel this is really going to be. Now, of the 49% that say no, Blue Angel will not win, 2/3 of them believe Spectre will, and the other third believe it will be a no result / draw. And a few of you guys replied to me and said why you think it'll be a no result / draw, but to be honest, I feel like this is a point in the show where a no result / draw, I can't really see it happening. I feel like we need results. I feel like this is a time thing, and maybe Spectre will be in a tough spot and he will get a draw to stall for time. So in that case, I could kind of see that, but usually I don't like no results. I don't like draws, but in this case, both of these characters, the situations they're in, the writers are in a tough spot. I wouldn't be that upset with a no result / draw, but here is my prediction. Who do I believe? How do I believe this duel is going to end? I do think this duel is going to have a result, and I do believe that Spectre is going to defeat Blue Angel. I'm going to be rooting for Blue Angel, don't get me wrong, and I hope my prediction is wrong there, but I just think that Spectre needs a win. I think right now you have 2 Knights of Hanoi members versus the 3 heroes of Link VRains. Someone has to lose, and unless Go versus Revolver, which I really don't see happening, I could see Go versing Spectre to redeem Blue Angel. That's why I wish Spectre was versing Go, and then Blue Angel stepped in and maybe defeated Spectre. I mean, that's mainly because I like Blue Angel more than I like Go, but still, I mean, I like Go, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say, oh yeah, Go should have been the sacrificial lamb. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope Blue Angel pulls it out. But even the way, I've analyzed these summaries, and these summaries are very tricky to analyze, but I've analyzed so many of these summaries over the years, and whenever it's like, the one character attacks, however, and then something, or like, but, ... however, a sinister smile dashes across Spectre's face, that might be when he tells the backstory, And maybe, I don't know, this is, again, I said it before, this is the first duel where I'd say I'm probably like 60% confident Spectre will win, but that is not confident at all. If I had to make a bet on it, I would not bet any money on this duel. This is the first duel, and maybe the Go versus Gnome duel was the other one where I wasn't extremely confident Go would win. I was probably like 75% confident. This is the first duel where I am almost 50-50. In fact, I thought Blue Angel was going to win until the Weekly Jump preview came out saying that Spectre has a connection to the book about Blue Angel, and it's almost like Spectre created Blue Angel. So I don't know. Again, I'm rooting for Blue Angel, excuse me, but I just think that Spectre is going to win. So that's my prediction on this duel. I am very excited for episode 33. I actually don't think I have been excited for a duel in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains this much since the show started. Maybe Yusaku vs. Revolver when that was announced back in like episode 8. But I am so stoked for this duel, guys. And I hope you guys leave all your thoughts down below and that you enjoyed the video, and leave your prediction. I might use, for the first time ever, like a card in the beginning of this video that, like, I've seen it on some videos before. I've never really used cards, but I think the eye will come up in the top right of the screen and you click it, and then the question would be, who do you think will win? And I'll do the same thing, Blue Angel, Spectre, no result / draw, and we'll see what the YouTube community thinks. So if you saw that poll, I'll probably put that in the beginning of the video. You can check the results there. The Twitter community thinks Blue Angel, I believe Spectre, and I'm very excited to see what the majority of you guys think as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have an amazing day.